Welcome back to TVB News. The MTR Corporation says it will respond in the next few months to the government's request for an earlier review of the fare adjustment mechanism. This as a long-anticipated MTR exit on the West Island extension finally opened its doors to the community. Sayangpun MTR Station's exit B3 finally opened today. The entrance is at Keeling Lane. From there, it takes a 9-minute underground walk to reach the train platforms. The West Island line began running in December 2014, but works at the exit were delayed after the MTR Corporation found the landmass there too soft to work with. Residents in the area checked it out today, with some saying they'd been waiting for this exit for a long time. Meanwhile, as the railway giant expands its network to cover more of Hong Kong, concerns about balancing profitability and passengers' affordability are being raised. The railway's 5-yearly fare adjustment mechanism is due for review in 2018. But the government earlier sent a letter to the MTR Corporation requesting the review be brought forward by a year so that any changes in the mechanism will apply to fare adjustments in 2017. The MTR Corporation says it will give a reply within a few months. Deputy Director of Operating Adi Lau stressed today the company requires a steady source of funds to maintain the operation of its massive system, with repairs, maintenance and updates continually needed. And ticket fares, Lau pointed out, is one of the stable sources of revenue. He called the current mechanism a sustainable one, adding that it takes reference from changes in living costs and wages to figure out people's affordability. This year's fare adjustment is expected to be the MTR Corporation's 7th year in a row of price hikes. In the last fare adjustment mechanism review conducted in 2013, the company agreed to cap pricing revisions at the change in the median monthly household income calculated over a certain period of time. In 2015, the fourth quarter's median monthly household income was up 3.3% year-on-year, which means even if the mechanism's formula comes out with a higher rate for price hikes, MTR fares shouldn't go up more than 3.3% this year. The Bar Association's chairman, Winnie Tam, is urging authorities on both sides of the border to face up to the public's concerns surrounding bookseller Li Po's case. She says it could otherwise spell trouble for the realization of the one country, two systems principle. Bookseller Li Po may have returned home a few days ago, but with plenty of questions raised and no answers given, Hong Kong people are left staring at the elephant in the room. Speaking to TVB News, the Bar Association chairman says pro-establishment politicians seem to have embraced a certain political reality in the case.
There's no use chasing because Mr. Lee is not likely to give any more information, and nor is he in a position to. So with that realism in mind, Hong Kong is persuaded to leave it aside. But as regards the aftermath, quite obviously, in people's minds, there will still be a big question mark, and it is not something that will just disappear.
Tam says this is a reality that authorities on both sides of the border cannot ignore.
From now on, it is a question of how to patch up the holes that are left after this very strange incident, because there are bound to be holes created in the confidence of Hong Kong people. Hong Kong people will now become even more sensitive and more defensive of their freedoms, of anything that might remotely touch on freedom of expression, freedom of their person.
Tam believes it's important for the success of the one country, two systems principle that the SAR government raises the issue with Beijing.
The local government should be seen to be not resting on its laurels in terms of the answers to the outstanding questions. If, in the likely event that no answer to more questions are forthcoming, the Hong Kong government should at least have an assurance from the central government that a similar incident will not happen again.
She says the administration should also ask for greater cooperation from mainland authorities after the slow responses it received to inquiries over the bookseller's case.
Well, outdoor performances are increasingly popular in Hong Kong, but as Evelyn Leung reports, the city still lags behind other places when it comes to providing support for these kinds of events.
Sitting in the sun, enjoying some live music. These scenes are rare in the city. But starting last year, the West Kowloon Cultural District Authority began offering these events twice every month.
So we want to be able to create a lifestyle that you know, any time of the day you can come to outside at West Kowloon and enjoy a picnic, you know, a run or rent a bicycle to enjoy the environment here.
Low also said these events offer artists a chance to perform in an organized environment. But he pointed out Hong Kong still lags behind other cities when it comes to staging these type of events.
In Hong Kong, it's just fairly new because when you're talking about open public spaces, it's rare. I mean, Hong Kong, land is expensive. Even in Paris, you know, the metro actually employs an artistic director who actually, you know, curates and looks at the busking within the metro system.
Performers also agreed there is room for improvement. This one said sometimes there are just too many performers playing at the same time at this outdoor event. This, she said, affects her performance. The authority said it has given permits to 311 performers who can perform at this event whenever they want. It admits there is an overcrowding problem. However, this all boils down to a lack of space in the city.
Today is the last free space happening event held before the summer. The next event is expected to be held in September. However, even with no events being held here at West Kowloon, people can still come here to enjoy the sun and the breeze. Evelyn Lang, TV News.
The Shanghai Disneyland will open on June the 16th, and tickets will go on sale at midnight tonight. But as Rachel Leung reports, some websites are already selling the tickets online.
Adult tickets to the new theme park will be sold at 370 yuan, or 440 Hong Kong dollars each. That's about $100 cheaper than tickets at Hong Kong Disneyland. Tickets for peak admission periods in Shanghai, such as during weekends and summer holidays, will cost 499 yuan per day. Public ticket sales will begin after midnight this evening, but some websites are already selling tickets for the June 16th opening day at 580 yuan each. There have been concerns that the opening of the new theme park will lead to fewer visitors to Hong Kong, but some insist they will be coming back to the city.
Yeah, we would like to go to Shanghai sometime, and if we go there, then yeah, definitely Shanghai Disneyland is one of the checklists. People go to Hong Kong for a lot of reasons. Disneyland is just one of the reasons for family. So people will still go to Hong Kong, I believe.
Some travel agencies in Hong Kong have received confirmation from Shanghai Disneyland that they will be allocated up to 40 group tickets a day. Together with another theme park tour in Hangzhou, the package price for a 5-day tour will be around $3,000. Yun Chunning, executive director of a local travel agency, believes the June opening of the Shanghai theme park will be perfect timing as people will be going on their summer holiday. The Shanghai Disneyland has been under construction since 2011. It will feature 6 themed lands and 2 hotels. The size of the theme park will be 3 times bigger than the one in Hong Kong. Rachel Leung, TVB News.
And sports with Tony now.
That's right, we've got some cricket and football internationals, in fact. England came from behind to beat Germany in an international friendly played overnight. England was without Wayne Rooney, but his replacement, Dele Alli, provided a man-of-the-match performance. Jameson Wong has the highlights.
Tony Cruz gave the hosts the lead before